Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? You can talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? You can talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. You can talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? You can talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Hey. Welcome back, Dr. Tiffany Packer.
Thank you so much. Can I tell you that intro music is everything?
Run
it back.
It's such I almost don't even want to change it, right? You know how you're supposed to update every now and then? I'm like,
yeah,
it's
perfect.
It's so like grown folks, it's
so
just
grown.
Gives you the grown folks vibe, and it's like, okay, this is gonna have to stay our theme song. It just works for me.
Yes.
Digital CTC
conversations that cook.
That's what they do. Hi guys.
What's up, friends? And JT.
What's going on?
Packer, Dr. Packer.
So good to see you all. So good to be back.
Let me say this. Shout out to all of the powerful Black women in the building.
Come on.
In the world. We appreciate you from a Black man.
Come on.
I'm a Black man.
Thank you.
Even the ones that work at a strip club, even them,
even the
one that work at a strip club.
Right.
We give it all love.
Hey.
We're all powerful.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey. Entertainment works too, I guess.
It sure does.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Lord. Super excited. Y'all know I love Kitchen Talk. This is what we do. I love it. Oh, the morning after.
Take a deep breath.
Deep breath. Let's let it go. Let it out. Let it out.
Let it go.
It is what it is.
Oh my goodness. So we may have a few more people joining us tonight. So they'll just pop in when they get in, but they get in where they fit in. But we are here tonight. I want to know, when you woke up on November 6th, how did you feel?
I mean, to me, it really didn't bother me at all. I mean, I hated that it was Donald Trump, but of course I drive at night, so I already knew what the outcome was while I was driving. I was looking at, trying to find everything out, and I stopped. I stopped at a truck stop somewhere, and I saw all the white guys out there in the parking lot jumping up and down, screaming.
You knew what it was.
You knew what it was.
Yeah, I knew what it was. So I was like, oh, okay, well.
Did you move on or did you still stop?
Nah, I kept doing what I was doing, man. One monkey don't stop no show.
JT, you just gave a mouthful right there. And I'm not even going to go yet. I'm going to let Dr. Packer go.
What you got to say, Dr. Packer?
I intentionally took something to help me sleep, because I knew otherwise I probably would have been up all night. My anxiety had been through the roof. And I fell asleep probably about 10:30 that night. And I woke up about 4:30 and hit my TV because it had gone to sleep, hit my TV. And it had it there. Donald Trump went. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And I remember waking my daughter up and saying, he won, because my children, who are 14, 10, and 8, they were just so excited about this election. And I was excited that they were excited and that they understood the importance. And so I was just like, oh my God. In my mind, I'm thinking, how am I going to have this conversation with them and explain to them that somebody just won who does everything that I've taught them not to do.
Not to do.
You know, about just simply being a good human. So what lesson is in this? You know, you think about what our mothers taught us, you know, right or wrong, just to be a good person. And in so many ways, he is the exact opposite of that. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out how to navigate it for sure.
I got a question. It is not bad. I don't think it's bad. But my question is, did anybody even think that she was going to win? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think she had a chance in the world.
No, why did you think that?
Because this is America. This is America. I did not think that was how my thought process of it.
And I think that's why I thought she was going to win, because that line is so synonymous. This is America, but we are America, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We have the opportunity to make that change and make that happen. But if our mindset is still that this is America versus we are America, then it's not going to change. It's going to stay the same. So we have to say, you know, we are America, and we being not just here, but really a part of the process. We understand what's going on. We understand that we're not voting for personalities. We're voting for policies. So a lot of people who I felt a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump voted for his personality and not for the policy. A lot of Americans don't know how these policies affect them, and not just them now, but how it will affect them long after Donald Trump leaves the office, right? So,
yeah, I would say, to your question, JT, yes, this is America, and to your question, and to your response, France, yes, we are America, and America spoke. I'm sorry, whether they didn't vote at all, that's still speaking.
But Lisa, did you think she was going to win? Like, did you think she had a chance?
So this is what I would say. So I woke up about 2:30, and because I went to bed, I was like, I'm not gonna watch. I'm gonna go to bed. I woke up about 2:30, and I saw what I saw, and I was like, and he was making some kind of speech and talking about Elon Musk and all of this old craziness. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And I still had like this little twinge of maybe something gonna turn around. And then when I woke up at 6 and it didn't, I was like, okay. So what I will say is, because I am a Christian, and because I believe, I have been a believer since I was 5 years old, I had a glimmer of hope for a miracle.
Wow.
But I was not shocked. I was not shocked.
Well, I thought she could win. I'm
not saying she couldn't.
No, I know. I was just responding to JT, because JT was like, "Come on now."
Yeah.
But
I mean,
again, this is America. I mean,
nah. So let's go back. Let's go back.
Our America.
Sorry,
However
Lisa.
you want to say it.
Let's go back.
Either somebody. This is how people think. There are people in America that do not want women with that kind of power. Period. There are people in America who feel like no matter what I say, do or whatever, ain't nothing gonna change. Only because of their history, their experiences. They're hitting their heads against the brick wall, and the brick wall don't come down.
Yeah.
I
think that's the thing that
there are people in America who are extremely optimistic, like France.
Very much so.
And I am optimistic to a point, but I also know that there's a reality that wars with my optimism.
And I think that's the part you and I always fall out about every single time.
Sure. So I am one person.
Yep.
And I could say what I say and preach what I preach and do what I do. But I also felt like it was a whole bunch of people that were Kamala from the Republican Party on, saying they not gonna deal with him or whatever. You could say whatever you want out your mouth. We don't know what you did in the booth.
I would agree with that 100%. 100%. Once they got into that booth,
we don't know what you did.
And they did.
But you wanted it to be voiced as if you was on the right side of it.
Yeah. But here's the other piece, Lisa. So that optimism is what got us out of slavery. That optimism is what got us out of Jim Crow. That optimism is what will get us, which got Barack Obama into office. That optimism is, for me, what we design, we create. But we got to, number one, believe in it, and we got to unite, have a united front, right? So my pastor who was preaching on Sunday, this is not my actual pastors, but I'm talking about in general. If you're a pastor and you're preaching on Sunday and you don't want a woman to get up and preach on Sunday too, and you don't want your congregation to follow that, we got a problem. We got a problem. So we have to get this coalition together to say, you know what? It's not about man, woman. It's again about policies. It's again about pushing the agenda forward so that all people could fit. Going back to the optimism, going back to what America was supposed to be built on, right? So we got to go back and say, hey, Reverend such and such, just like they did for Dr. King, from the south of the United States to the north of the United States, we on the phones, we talking, hey, King is going to come to your church. We ready for him. And y'all need to give him a donation. The same thing needs to happen for whoever we decide, whether it's woman, man.
I think it was done. I think it was done.
No, it wasn't.
And the reason why I think it was done as much as she could get done in the 3 months that she had, she didn't have the years, because Donald Trump been campaigning since he got out of office.
That's true.
I was going to leave on that note.
We have not seen him since he got out of office.
And this is the time that I hope she does not. She stays in action.
We let her in. They let her in 3 months out.
Yep.
First of all, if we as a country was ready for a woman in power, Hillary would have been elected.
No, two different things. And I've had this conversation before. Hillary was on a different wave.
Wait. I'm interested to hear this now. Hillary over Donald Trump? You saying that's different?
Let me tell you why it was different. Different times. I believe that Kamala had again the experience. When you put down that paper and you say, okay, who has the most experience? Even out of Hillary, she had the most experience. She was the one that had
can't say that when you got Donald Trump with no experience. Hillary had more experience than him.
Well, as a historian, let me go back to the original. Let's see, JT done dropped the bomb and left. See there? All right. This is the thing.
And I Doc, when you bring in this history, please bring in the history of the Clintons. Before Hillary Clinton, there was a Bill Clinton. Please add that history for me too.
Okay. Well, I wasn't even going to deal with it. This is where I was going to go with that. Okay. I want to go back to JT's original question, which was, did you really think, did anybody really think that she could win?
Yep.
You know, I was hopeful. I thought that her campaign had some momentum.
Me too.
And I thought that because of things that, Donald Trump was continuing to expose about himself. I mean,
Correct.
His comments about the Haitians eating cats and dogs, or not his personal comments, but, someone at his rally talking about Puerto Rico being a floating island of garbage.
Yep.
You know, he had, you know, made a reference just a couple days ago at one of his rallies about, hey, if somebody tries to shoot, they'll have to shoot through these fake news media people before they get to me. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm thinking all of those things. And women, I'm gonna do this if you like it or not, or want it or not. Something he said. You know, I'm thinking
I'm gonna protect you if you want it or not.
Yeah. So I'm thinking all of these things together, certainly. You know, I was hopeful. I'll say that. But what I had to be reminded of, and you know, I was telling Lisa before we came on, you know, I'm a historian. This is what I do. I study this, I teach this, and I know this stuff, but it's just still a wow to me because I never thought that we would be talking about it now. And it's like, then I get kind of with myself because I'm like, why wouldn't we be talking about it now? You know, the types of things that this country was built on, the ways in which religion, specifically Christianity, has historically been used to even justify slavery.
Correct.
You know, so
capitalism too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So manifest destiny, right? I mean, you know, that's what led to Trail of Tears, and I mean, all of these things. So we should not be. Certainly should not be surprised as a historian. But you know, you teach this stuff, you know, it's real, you know, it's true, but it's like in the back of your mind. I mean, you know, lynching happens, for example, but in the back of your mind, somewhere you hoping and wishing it was Hollywood or that it was like some kind of story that really wasn't real, but you know that it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, are we going back to that, right?
Yeah.
But this is what I was going to say about the history part. What history teaches us is that even Black men got the right to vote before white women.
Yep.
So if I'm considering that, then I should not have thought that she was going to win if we're basing it on the history. And I think what has happened here has even compounded it for me. I'm currently teaching a women's class this semester. And with almost all the women that I'm dealing with, you know, they all engage, you know, white women and how they have been, you know, encompassing of Black women or not. And the Black women that we cover have been very, very critical of white women and their sincerity. And at different points of it, right? And so I said, well, dang, this is really deep because you know, sometimes you're like, maybe these Black women just kind of being over the top. Maybe they just being a little extra, you know. But this my thing. Even Hillary, though, I will always say, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not all over the place. I not to undermine Obama, but I will say that as uncomfortable as the country may have been with a Black man as president, they were more uncomfortable with the idea of a white woman as president.
I would agree.
Okay. And then later, when she will run against, you know, Donald Trump, she got the popular vote. But you talk about Kamala Harris, she didn't get the electoral or the popular vote.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what kind of regression is this? This compound of not only gender, but race. Right?
But Doc, before you go too much further, remember what Lisa just stated. Hillary had more time to build that coalition. Kamala didn't have that much time. But Kamala was able to raise a lot of money in a short period of time. That I don't know. Well, that claim machine is a different machine. That was a different beast at that time. So, but she had the time and the money to build to get that popular vote.
Yeah, that's true.
But so her history is more, and I can't take away the fact that she's a woman, right? And that America wasn't ready for that. That is definitely true. But I also believe that her history with the United States and with the world also caught up to her big time. How you were treating other people, how you were moving, and how you were shaking.
Yeah, but a lot of truth came out of that too.
Correct. Truth that they were hiding that finally came out. Let's talk about Haiti.
But not all of it, right? So even with I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the Black Men Speak or something like that. It was on BET. DL Hughley hosted it, and they were saying how they were mad at her about this and that and the other, and the thousands of black men that she sent to prison and whatever. But when they did the research, it was 45 men, and that was just 45. It didn't say whether they were black, white, or whatever that she sent to jail for marijuana or whatever it was. 45.
You're talking about Kamala.
I'm just saying, while we're judging her as a prosecutor, as this, as the other, a lot of the stuff that they were saying was untrue.
Oh, I agree. For Kamala, for sure. But for Hillary, a lot of that stuff was true.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing for even going back to there. Here's my thing for even going back for there. I've said this so many times. How is this man a viable candidate for a major party?
Yeah.
That's what I can.
That's my problem with America right now.
Wrap my mind around.
Yeah.
Number two, this is America where a convicted felon cannot vote.
Yep.
Can't hardly get a job.
Yep.
But he could be president of the United States.
Yep.
You better preach. I'm sorry.
But that's what's meant, by white privilege. And the other thing is that from my understanding, whenever I hear Trump supporters, the common denominator is always the economy and money and policies to get the economy back on track. It's like they totally bypass the morale.
Correct.
The humanity.
Everything that he does.
Correct.
Yeah.
But such was the case with slavery and even emancipation. I mean, Lincoln did not care. He did not sign the Emancipation Proclamation based off morality.
Correct.
He did it because he wanted to get the country on an economic footing of industrialization. And he knew that he couldn't do that if he held on to slavery. So we would like to think that he did it because the good
we honor him because he did it, and he did not do it for us.
Do with it. He was like, he wasn't studying the black folks. In fact,
here's something else that I just learned, right? So I knew about the Electoral College, right? But in my mind, I know that each state has so many delegates or electoral college people or whatever, certain numbers or whatever. I thought that whoever won the popular vote in that state, those votes went to that person. But really, the people who elect our president, it is actually individual people and their individual vote from the Electoral College.
You don't watch the Shirley Chisholm movie?
I did watch it.
Yeah,
I did watch it. But I don't know how I missed that. But I just really got that realization a couple of days ago. And so I'm thinking in my mind, why take us through all of this?
And that's what some people say, Lisa.
You already know that we're not going to decide that the president of the United States.
And that's why some people say, why should I vote?
Some odd people. I did not know that.
Yeah.
And so when I learned that,
yeah,
I feel so validated in my disdain for this process.
Yeah.
I really do. And why are y'all doing all of this analyzing about who didn't, which group didn't vote for her and which group did and which group didn't do this and which group did that? We don't even decide the president of the United States.
Well,
it's
again,
those 500 and some odd people. It's they vote.
It's that, and it's
I did not know that. I know we decide the rest of the. I know we decide the rest of it on down.
And division. That's the word.
You're talking about the most important office, and the people don't decide that.
And that's why some people are like, why I'm not going to play this game with y'all, because y'all going to pick who you want to anyway. And that's why I always rebut by saying, you know, feel how you want to feel, but if for nothing else, do it for your ancestors. They couldn't.
Well,
Do it
and
because of that.
Dr. Packer,
there's so
and
many
Lisa,
other
you bring a good point with the president, but there's other
races,
things that we are voting for, right?
Now,
So the thing is that the president is just one person. The House, the Senate, your judges, your superintendents,
then just let us do that.
Your governors.
Stop giving us all of these problems and analyzing all of this about the president and having all of this big old to do, and that's all we've been talking about for the last year or whatever, when we don't really make the decision.
I think we have a say because of the popular vote, right? So there is a say that the people have in the vote.
Not.
But again, that's just one vote.
It's
one vote, and the electoral college only works with the president.
Some odd people, how they vote, their vote.
I still think it's important
for a whole country. 500 and some odd people decide the president of the United States.
Well, what about these 2 Black women senators like that were elected? To your point, France.
I get it on down. I get it on down. I know how important it is. Don't get me wrong, but I just felt like, so I'm not crazy the way I've been feeling about politicians,
right? For sure.
Lisa, and I think that's the thing that we have to get past, right? In terms of well, my vote don't count. Well, my vote doesn't make a difference. It actually really does, because it's more than just that one vote.
Sure.
That's one. And number 2, the other thing that we don't do well as Americans is what we saw 2 nights ago, right? And what we've been seeing for the past 4 years. You just can't put somebody up and just say, okay, this, and that's what they did. Trump did. I'm gonna just jump up. No, we need to start from the grassroots and say, you know what, man, I've been working with this Dr. Packer. She understands what happens from how much I'm spending on milk, on eggs, on my insurance. She understands that we need X, Y, and Z. We need to start pushing her up. Dr. Packer, we're gonna support you. So Lisa, you and I had this conversation a few episodes ago, a few seasons back. This going back to that church that a bunch of churches came together to build a coalition to build that one big church. You remember that? And then they had a whole big party that we made this big church. We got this big church, and we're going back to all our broken down churches. After we built this one big church that we could come to once in a while. It's
not necessarily a church, but yeah. Okay.
And it's not even a church, it's a hall.
Y'all funny.
My thing is, if y'all doing that for a hall, let's do it for a person. Let's do it for our governor. Let's do it for our senators. Let's do it for our president. To say, you know what, we coming together and we're saying this person has the values that are equal to ours. This person has the vision that is equal to ours. This person has the integrity that is equal to ours. This person's going to move the country forward, not backwards. If we could do it for a building, why not do it for the people?
But France, maybe it wasn't us. Maybe it was those who were supposed to be our allies that did not show up.
No.
But honestly, even if she did get the popular vote, she didn't get the electoral college vote.
I think she would have gotten electoral college.
How?
I do think she would have gotten electoral college. And this is how. Through the popular vote.
No, friend.
I think if more and more people,
Hillary would have won.
Exactly.
No, I think Hillary was a whole debacle. That wasn't even happening.
Hold
That wasn't happening at all. But I think if that map was the opposite, if that map was blue and not red, come on now. Here's the other thing. Our democracy is really under fire because once you can tell somebody, I'm going to give you $1 million if you vote for Trump.
Right.
So
isn't it illegal?
That is illegal to the highest degree, but they're going to let it ride.
It's about legal.
So it's the same thing with the...
Hello? I need something to tap on. Hello? It is a man who has been convicted of so many felonies that is the president of the United States. So are you really asking, is that legal?
And that's the problem. That's the problem. They don't care. So when you go back to electoral college and you say, you know what?
Allowed to run.
If you tell me, Lisa, it's only 500 people that's going to decide who's going to be the president. And I got $5 million, $500 million that I can give to each and every one of them. You got your vote. You got your new president. That's all I'm going to tell you. We have lost that. And I'm not just talking about going back to history. And I got to give this to you, Dr. Packer.
Wait, friends, hold on. Wait. You're saying we lost something as if we ever had it.
No, we had it. And that's why I was going to bring you back to this.
What did we have?
I'm going to tell you when we had it.
What is it that we had? Because you kind of sound like Make America Great Again. And when was it great?
I'm going to tell you when
did we have it?
We had integrity here. There was a documentary where this teacher, African-American teacher, is talking to his students, and he brings one student up. And he says, if I give you this $1, would you change your name? He said, no. If I give you $2, would you change your name? No. If I give you $100, would you change your name? No. We lost that. And then the teacher goes on to say, you know what? That's integrity. That you wouldn't give up who you are for a piece of cents or a piece of dollars or whatever it may be. You stood up for what is right. We had that. But for some reason, it got beaten out of us. And I'm gonna tie this back to another old Negro movie. Kente. What's your name? What is your name? See, he stayed there. He kept getting beaten until he got beat down to the okay, yep, that's not my name is Toby. My name is Toby now. Yeah. And I think that's what has happened to America. We've been beaten down so much that there are people who have changed their name. They have given up. They have sold their souls. They take any dollar, any cents, any penny.
What America you live in? Because they came over here.
What you mean? What America? Lisa, we had neighborhoods, we had villages, we had whole towns, we still have colleges.
France.
Oh, Jesus.
There was nothing integral.
We gave that up.
There was nothing
integral
about the start of America.
Oh, I agree with you.
Came over here. They stole some land from people that was already here. They stole some people to come and work the land.
That's correct.
Then when the people who were no longer enslaved got ready to, build up some stuff and do some stuff for themselves, they come in, ransack, burn it down, kill people, massacre. So when is this America that you're talking about has such great integrity?
Okay.
I'm not talking about individual people. I'm talking about this America that you're saying has such great integrity.
Which group are you referring to?
When was that?
Say it again. Which people am I referring to, Doc? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. One of those peoples was Harriet Tubman, who said, you know what? I'm going to go back and get my people. And that's integrity. I'm gonna go back and get my people and get them to where
But
they
then
need
you
to
and Lisa talking about two different things.
No. He just said
He's telling me that it
America.
never existed.
He said
It existed even in the midst of darkness, even in the midst of trauma, even in the midst of Jim Crow. There were still people who said, no, we shall overcome. No, there's going to be better. No, this is a better way. So it's not perfect. And we continue to fight. That's why I really, after yesterday.
How are you saying? I don't think we have lost that. We are in the fight. We continue to fight.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
But how are you saying?
Why do you say that? Why are you saying that?
No,
How are you saying America? You at first you said America as if America was integral.
No,
But you're not saying America. You're saying black people.
I'm saying black people.
And you're saying we have lost our integrity.
We have lost our integrity.
Oh, well, if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe.
What you thought I'm telling you?
I don't know about
America has always been where she has
I don't
been.
believe that. I believe that we are. I believe that we are still in the fight because that's what we've known. That's what we're doing. We're continuing to do.
Well,
But
and on top of that,
people are tired.
no, that tired.
People are tired.
Okay. Tired of being sick and tired.
People are tired of building up cities and wealth and all of that just to have somebody come in and flood it and drown everybody and build a lake over it, over whole cities.
Yeah,
people are tired of having their cities burned down. Yeah. People are tired of mass massacres. But even through all of that, we still rise up and keep with the fight.
And we're supposed to.
Well, and we can't say it's we don't have any more.
How can you say we lost our way? How are you saying we lost our way?
Hold up. Hold up. Let me get Dr. Packer first. Then I get Lisa next. Dr. Packer, what you got for me?
No, I was just saying, well, there were a few things that you said. You had referenced how we used to have like our own towns and, you know, stuff like that, independence, the integrity. But why don't we have those things anymore? You know, largely because of, you know, white racial violence, gentrification, things that are out of our hands, right? Correct. So it's not.
And the other thing that we also you also share. See, one of the things I shared in the shows previous to this one is that, man, Willie Lynch put a real whooping on us. We still are dealing with that trauma. And there are people who, again, they use the same tools over and over again. Division. Oh, the black man not voting. Oh, the black woman not voting. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, it's your fault. It's the people in the field. It's the people in the house.
People in the house.
Still using the same tactics. And we still keep falling for it. We got people who say, you know what?
But is that our fault, friends?
I think in that day and age, it wasn't, because they had to do whatever they had to do to live.
Yeah.
But in this day,
and
when you have an opportunity,
we're not trying to still survive. When I
got a different opportunity, you don't have somebody trying to kill you.
Listen.
Trying to whip you.
It's
a different opportunity.
We still trying to survive, Lisa. I ain't trying to cut you off. We still trying to survive, but we still got a mind of our own.
I'm telling you, you got an opportunity. But you choose to shuckle and jive.
Oh, okay.
You got an opportunity to get better, but
you choose
to vote for the clown.
Okay.
You voted for the clown.
We didn't vote for her. We didn't. I think
that is a large amount of black. I'm waiting for the real data to come, because all of the data is not in here.
And what difference does it make?
But
men It is not us who elects the president.
But friends, who are you suggesting that voted for him? You think black people voted for Trump?
There's black people who did vote for Trump.
Yeah.
I
And there
mean,
was a lot. There was a well, go ahead.
I mean, a lot, like a significant number.
I think there's a significant amount of black people that voted for Trump.
Okay, and if they did, I think they would be black men. I doubt black women didn't.
But see, Dr. Packer, that's the problem right there. That's what I was trying to get to the root to. That it's already dividing us, right? You're already dividing. They have already divided the family.
The whole country is divided.
And I think there are people who they like that. They want to see that.
Absolutely.
So then why don't we unite? Why don't we unite?
That ain't just us. The whole country is divided.
Why don't we unite?
But I feel like you're blaming us.
Oh no, I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming neither male, female, black, or white. I'm saying, how can we move forward? We know that this trauma has affected us and it's still affecting us. But until we heal from it and say, okay, let's galvanize together to say, how can we move forward? How can we put not just anybody, the right person with the all of the credentials, that's the credentials to do the job. Let's put that person forward.
They don't want
whether she's male or whether it's a male or a female.
They don't want that person.
And then again, it doesn't happen just at the presidency. We could go right on down to who's running your church, who's running your schools, who's running your towns, who's
the
running
evidence shows that they don't want that person. Because if they wanted that person, then you would have more qualifications than 35 and a natural citizen as a president of the United States. Those are the only two things
I'm trying to say
that you must have in order to run for president.
All I'm trying to say is we have the opportunity to say, okay, what can we do? How can we start right now to set this course right? Because what's going to happen is it's going to happen again. Dr. Packer, as you stated, you're a history buff. And what happens with history when we don't learn from it?
It repeats itself.
It repeats. And if we don't start to say, okay, you know what? What can we do to do
what
better?
do you think that we didn't learn?
We still haven't learned the power. So my Chess for Life series, let's go to that. Lisa. One of the things we haven't learned is the power of our women.
What I don't like about friends is because you're making it seem like we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that as a people, even black men and black women, we don't know our true power, right? If I know Dr. Packer has the ability to do the job and do it well, I want to position her to do the job.
You do, but most black men don't.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it's not just most black men.
Most men don't.
And not just most men. There are women too.
Patriarch, yes, because
there are women too who say, you know what? She got it going on and she can do blank, blank, blank. But guess what? She's not gonna get my vote.
Patriarchy.
Again, we are killing each other instead of pushing each other, right? You mad that she's the first lady? She the first lady. Let her do her job. You mad that she the principal? She the principal. Let her do her job. Let's push these people forward. Now, if you're not doing your job, okay, we got a problem. But if you're doing your job and you empowered,
do you think that religion plays into that? Christianity,
big time.
in particular.
Big time. We are deeply indoctrinated. Indoctrinated. We listen. The biggest go ahead. The biggest separation in America is Sunday morning. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two,
I'm thinking about the patriarchy in Christianity.
Oh, big time. It came from the white church. You just talked about the white man had enslaved these people, drowned these people, but you're using his religion. His religion. We the one we using it.
France, don't you step in that.
He stole your religion and changed it for his advantage.
Yep. That's
And
a
we
fact,
using
though.
it. So of course he's gonna tell you, oh no, you can't lead the charge. You can't lead the church, you can't lead the house, you can't lead. All you can lead is the children. And if it's a male child, he might have more authority than you.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, it's so deep that we don't even know how deep it is.
No,
That's
I
a
I'm not
fact,
even,
though.
and I said this to
we're
some of
talking
my
about-
colleagues. Trump is not the person that I'm worried about. It's what you
It's
just
us.
said, Dr. Packer.
we do
It's
know.
so deep,
though.
we don't
We
even
do
know who the true orchestrator is. He's just a puppet. There's somebody deeper who is pushing this agenda, and we just don't know. We just following through with it.
It do be facts.
Until we wake up
But
as a
Lisa say it.
people,
Lisa say it.
until we wake up as a people and say, you know what? And you just said it earlier. Okay, enough is enough. Sick and tired. That's what happened to slavery. Let's go back to Haiti. These people said, we tired. We're tired of getting beat. So you know what?
Yeah.
It's time to rise up.
And I
And
Time
get
for a
what,
They
revolt.
did the same thing. We're tired.
So,
Okay,
I
it's
get
time.
what you're
Venezuela, we tired.
I
But
get
y'all
what
not
you're
tired.
saying.
Y'all got
I
a
get what
few
you're
coins
saying.
in your
I
pocket.
get what you're saying. But
Okay.
what I don't, I
That's
guess
not
what
the
I,
same thing, friends. Go ahead, Lisa.
this the argument we have all the time. because it's like, so it's like friends make it seem like we just out here sitting on our behinds.
I
not
didn't
doing-
say that. You see, that's what you do. I didn't say
No,
that.
I didn't say you said. I say you're. It sounds like that. Like we're not in this fight.
No,
Like
and
we,
that's that.
like we don't know that we need to be united. We get all of that.
Okay, it's one thing to
So
do
I
it. It's
guess
one
my
thing to
thing
know
is-
it.
So okay, friends, what are you doing?
Okay, here we go. It's
What are
one
you
thing
doing
to, and I'm gonna
tonight?
tell you what I'm doing.
What
It's
are you
one
doing
thing to
tonight?
know it. It's another thing
Unite
to
us.
do it. So let's
Okay.
go back to Harriet Tubman.
No,
They
no, no,
knew,
no, 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 no,
and
no.
I'm gonna bring it to
I
me
don't
now.
wanna-
Give
I
me a
want to hear
second.
about Harriet. I already know what Harriet did.
No, you didn't. You still don't
I
understand.
want to know. I want to know. You got me clapping, Lord. Friends,
Yeah.
I want to know what Fransley Moise is doing
Okay, so
to
Francie
unite
Moise
us
has,
and move us forward.
okay, so here we go. Francie Moise has decided to make his life about education. Make sure that we have from pre-K to higher ed, encouraging, motivating, inspiring, and enlightening as many people as I can to tell them that you have the power, you have the ability, you have the skill set, not just all from one person. One of you have the ability to make a difference, and what you do will have a greater impact than what you think. Every day, you already know where I work.
I know
The
what
highest
you
of
do.
7
I know
hills.
what
Let
you
me tell you
do.
what I told
know
these
what
people.
your
Let
work
me tell you
is.
what I told these
I
scholars.
said, how are you helping to unite us?
Okay, let me tell you what I told my scholars. Did you vote? Are you registered to vote? Did you read, not just vote for the president, did you read all the way down? Did you educate yourself? Give me the 5 R's, and my students know very well what the 5
How are you
R's are.
bringing us together? How are you uniting us?
And that is the united. Because I know that, and here's another key. And that's why education is
Y'all
so
doing that, friends.
that's
you.
what I'm trying to say. I'm
I'm
Lisa's
trying to
saying
get
that
to- you want us to come
nobody's
together.
doing nothing.
How are you bringing us together?
Every day when I get up to go to work, I'm helping to bring us together.
In
Because
what way?
I don't know who that student is that might become the next Barack, that might become the next Kamala, that might become the next mayor of the city of such and such.
France, outside of that, how
It's
are
no
you
outside of
uniting
that. You have
us?
to start that's the thing. You have to start. See, we thinking this thing is gonna just jump off and it's gonna be a beautiful world. That's not how it works. We got to start now for 100 years. Let me tell you, the Chinese have a saying. They don't plan for the next year. They plan for the next 100 years. These people not even planning for Sunday. Ask your pastor what y'all singing. They still don't know. What we not planning for tomorrow. If we're not working with these kids today, if we're not training them today, then there is no unity. If we're not teaching them about the history, how great it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly, there is no unity.
But
how can you do that when you got a state that is trying to come down on the teaching of these particular things?
And
that's not because we're not trying to.
Correct. And what you said is right. We don't have to wait for the state to do it. We don't have to wait till they come to our class. We could do it at the house. We need to do it at your churches, your community centers, your fraternities, your sororities. Listen, I've been doing this work. I'm still doing the work. And that's why I got up the next day. Let me tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Lisa. We all are doing the work.
But you're making it sound like we're not doing the work.
I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say that.
You said we done lost our way. We don't have integrity anymore.
That's that part. We don't have no integrity.
Let me tell you. One of the reasons why is because it's not enough of us. It's not enough of us that are actually doing the work. Some of us are playing. We're pretending like they're doing the work. You're not doing the work. Kanye has a line, and it's always been, it still pops in my head. Millions of our people are lost. Millions.
Including him.
Correct. Again, it's not enough of us that are actually. So, Lisa, it's not to say that nobody's working. I didn't say that. There's still a lot of people.
You said.
Oh my God, Jesus, help me, Lord.
Did you not?
Hey, listen. And weren't we just talking about division?
That's what
we were just talking about division, and we can't even come together on this show. So I'm just like, what are we doing? Because it just sounds like we're just doing a bunch of bickering and arguing.
Hold on. So, friends, did you not just lump everybody in one boat?
No, ma'am, I did not.
You didn't.
I can't do that. That would be irresponsible of me to do that.
What did you? Okay, so let me run the tape back.
Let's run it back.
So you didn't say we have lost our way, and we have lost integrity.
So when I say we, I'm not saying.
Okay,
I'm not saying everybody. I was being general in terms of there's a lot of people who have lost their way.
Gotta backtrack.
Okay, so let me backtrack for you. I'm a backtrack. I'm a backtrack for you. When I brought up the correlation between Harriet Tubman, she couldn't bring everybody back. If there were more people like her who were fighting, and there were, but still not enough. And there are still people who didn't even want to go. They say, "No, we're gonna stay here with Master. He's taking care of us." So yeah, there are people who are out working. They're on the Underground Railroad. They're doing the work. They're going to the schools. They're going to the churches. They're doing all they can do, but it's still not enough. And then there are people who are pretending, just like they did during this election. They pretended like they were supporting her, but when it came time to vote, now that's run that back. You said it too. When it came down to vote, they went to vote for him. We got a lot of pretenders.
Patriarchy.
Again, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that there's not people here who are fighting. Let me tell you, there was so much money.
So much better, friends. It really does.
Thank you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Is that we got work to do.
Absolutely.
And we can't wait till the next 4 years. We got a midterm election coming up, and we got to start now. We got babies who going to be voting very soon. We got to get them prepped on what it means to vote, what it means to have integrity, what it means, again, not for the personality, but for the policy. We got to teach that. We not and sorry again, Lisa, when I say we, I'm not just saying you. I'm not saying Dr. Packer. I'm not saying JT, because all of you are doing the work, but that's not enough. And we saw it during this election. It's not enough. There's a lot of people that are miseducated on how our government works and how it helps not just them, but all Americans. And until we figure that out.
Well, one thing I know that needs to change is that electoral college, because y'all around here tripping by who voted for who and all of this, but we don't select the president.
And again, a lot needs to change. We're still using the same process that was used when America was created, right? We're still using the same. My first car was a Honda Civic, 1993. I love that car. I love that car. But it has nothing compared to my new car, my truck. 2015, better year, better mileage, better everything. Why are we still using old systems when we could create better? Lisa, you know my tagline, working on greater. So America, we need to work on greater. Let's make it greater. Don't mean we got to go back, but what can we do to make it a better place for all people to live, not just some people?
We always got to be the one to do. Why ain't everybody on board?
That's what the man in the mirror.
You don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
Why are we not? When we get up and sing, it shouldn't just be the choir singing. All of us should be getting up and praising.
You know, Black Lives Matter ain't just for Black people.
Correct.
I mean, it's for anybody who believes in equality for all people. So why can't you support that? So when people say, "Oh, Black people need to do this," but we are doing that. When are people going to also support that if they really believe in ideals of freedom, justice, equality?
Correct.
The other thing that I have to correct, France.
Correct.
Some stuff that you said a little while back when you were like, the Haitians we ain't tired enough. The Haitians got tired. Oh,
no. Let me say this. It started there, but it didn't end there. Because again, it went to Venezuela. It went to America. It went to all of these other places because they got tired too.
Yes.
But that spark had to happen for it to continue.
Yes, that's true. But that's not what I was going to address.
Okay.
What I was going to address was, Haiti was a whole different situation. First of all, they were colonized by the French,
correct,
who were primarily Catholic and who were being ran by overseers. And those overseers did not have a vested interest in indoctrinating those African people.
Oh, no.
So a lot of them were still holding on to many of their traditions, much which included, all kind of parts of their culture, their language, their religions, their whatever. So they were able to, they did not have the same type of separation, division, and indoctrination as we saw happen with Black people in the US. And so that is what led them to have a big part of them having the ability to successfully overthrow their colonizers. So it's not only that they were tired. I mean, we had people that were tired, but I think so much was working differently for them.
I agree.
That was different. And then even when you mentioned like Chinese populations, their history and experience is very different too.
Yeah.
In terms of how they understand each other and preserve their culture. We did not have the right or ability to do that.
And that's why I said Willie Lynch has still had a big impact on us, right?
That's true.
Because it's ingrained in our DNA and we can't get past it. I said this on a show before, until America gets past and really have atonement for the Civil War, we still gonna be where we at.
Well, until there's an atonement for slavery, until there's an atonement for how y'all killed off the Indians or Native Americans that were here.
So
Until
the atonement almost happened during the Civil War.
Until there's that
It
atonement.
almost happened.
But you can't keep sweeping your wrongdoings up under the rug. Because the blood is crying out.
Correct.
The blood of the people, the blood that is on America's hands is crying out. And that
right, but it's also the American way. It's the American way. All in the name of the Lord.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, JT. JT.
This. And he's a white guy. And he said that the world would be a better place without the United States of America. And I was like so shocked to hear that come from a Caucasian man.
Wait, what did he say again, JT?
He said that the world would be a better place without the United States of America.
I kind of disagree with that. See, the thing with the United States is
hold on, Frank. Why did he say that, JT? What was the base? I mean, what?
Because he felt like I guess he felt like if you look at all.
Well, he basically said America creates more problems. And I think that was basically what he was, basing his theory off of.
Say that America was causing problems, not solving problems. Is that what you said, JT?
Well, America is certainly divisive. It is, controlling. It is colonizing. It is all the things. So
yeah, but America is also, again, going back to the Civil War. America almost had a chance to atone for that because they said, okay, we need y'all to win this war, right? And then let's go to Hitler, right? America stepped in as well as other allies stepped in and said, no, this can't happen to the world. We need to do something about it. But there's three parts. There's a good, there's the bad, and there's an ugly. And we are ugly. And sometimes we try to sweep that under the rug, but we ugly. But we do still have some good because, again, there's, like you said, there's still some good people who are doing some good work, who are trying to make some big changes. It still happens, but yet there's still some bad, and there's still a lot of ugly.
But the Civil War wasn't about morality. It wasn't about making things right.
It wasn't, but it almost gave a chance. If that wasn't the base,
that wasn't the mission of it. That wasn't the mission of it.
Yes,
the mission of it was not. We done treated these people unfairly. Now let's do what's right. That wasn't the mission of it.
I agree with you, but it almost became that.
It could no. That was never the purpose.
It wasn't the purpose, but it almost became the reality. See, once the war was won, they had an opportunity to say, okay, Mr. Black, here's your 40 acres. Here's your mule.
Did they get a 40 acres and a mule?
They didn't get anything, and that's where the atonement was lost again. That's where they lost it again.
The white person.
They gave it back to the people that they won to fight the battle over. I still don't understand it.
But
the same people that you took the lands from, you gave it right back.
How are you finding that it was almost an atonement?
Because if they would, the reason I say that is because if they would have gave the lands to the people who won the fight, and that's white and black, you would have had the starting of, okay, we're moving in the right direction. That's all I'm saying. But because, again, we lost it again. We lost it in slavery. Then we lost it again because we said, okay, we're going to rally with you and fight this war. Well, we fight this war with you, even though it really wasn't for us, but we're going to fight this war with you. And we win the war. And you still take it from us.
which is the
You lost the
culture
atonement.
of America.
You lost the atonement.
The atonement was never on.
You lost. Okay, you
Never
lost
on
the
the agenda.
opportunity to get us right on the right track. Does that sound better, at least?
I guess I'm just saying.
I don't know they ever wanted the right track.
Right.
No, or get us on track. You're right, Dr. Packer.
Facts.
Not on the right track, but at least get us on track.
But
that was
never your mission. That was never your. To me, if you had decency, you wouldn't have did what you did.
And you know that wasn't there in the first place.
That's
why we were where we are.
Thank you.
And hence why Donald Trump is president, because it ain't never
agree.
been about decency.
Correct.
And humanity and morale.
Correct.
Or integrity, friends.
Come on, that's the word of the night, isn't it?
It is the word of the night. So here's once again when you Dr. Packer, when you said, has the church indoctrinated us? Yeah, the culture has too.
Real bad.
Real bad. We now have taken, there's a lot, not all of us, but we now have become what they are. If I'm lying, I'm flying.
But wasn't that the intention? It is assimilation. It is capitalism. It is. I mean,
and it's a falsehood too. It's a falsehood to say, you know what, you could get it. You could get this dream. You could get this goal. You got this, and you work it all your life and never come close to it.
Well, you know, like I always
because they move the goalposts. But go
Every
ahead.
single
I'm
time.
sorry.
that and capitalism is not about everybody making it. This is survival of the fittest.
Correct.
You gotta have a top and you gotta have a bottom. So we would be
Correct.
foolish to think that there are not mechanisms in place
Yep.
to ensure that these categories remain.
And
right?
again, this is not a white or black thing, right? Because they do it to all people.
Oh, absolutely.
They're like, you keep running this race, man. You're gonna win. That's how they got a lot of these white voters to vote this way. And to continue, man, when you talk about government assistance, it's more white people using government assistance.
Oh my God.
And then
You better
they're
talk.
the ones who thinking, no, I'm not using it. You using it. This is for you.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Listen, this is Kitchen Talk. We've been talking about the morning after. Friends done made me, well, anyway.
Made you start clapping. Okay. JT,
Hey, boy, look. Hey, man, Francis. And listen, I don't be trying to log off. I'm out here in all of these different areas or whatever, trying to drive through the woods and everything else. So
JT be like, "Put this bomb on y'all." All right, bye. And then
listen, that bothered me because I couldn't hear anything that France or anybody else said. I wanted at least to hear what y'all had to say.
Oh my goodness. Listen,
man. Yeah. No, I gotta say this too. I think France that made Lisa so mad. She grew about 3 more inches tonight.
Lisa not playing
in my hair.
And listen, I mean,
I do have a problem with people saying that I'm not doing all I can do. I do have.
Nobody said that. Let me tell you. How did I start the show? Dr. Packer?
Generalizations.
How did I start the show? Let me first say thank you
We've
to
talked
all
about
of the black women who are doing amazing, powerful work.
That's how you started, friends. And you
said,
"Boom."
That's how I started it. And that's how I'm ending it.
Hey, y'all gonna get off France now. We are not gonna be doing no male bashing in here tonight. Now, let's go ahead on.
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying, words have power, and friends, you need to watch yours.
And no, you're right. I watch every word that I say, and that's how I started the show.
Boy, she done got out of her booster seat tonight. Now
you are.
I can't
You
stand
clapping and everything, JT.
Yes, I'm telling you how powerful and how special you are. That's all I'm telling you.
So this is Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Come
That
on.
is what they definitely did tonight.
Definitely.
Greens and chitlins and everything else was cooked tonight.
Right,
Go ahead.
right. Thank you so much, Dr. Packer, for joining us.
You're so welcome.
With my guys, JT Plummer, Francis
Mm.
Boyce. Oh my God. I love you guys, but sometimes I don't like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. There it is. There it is.
But there's so much love in my heart for you.
How about that?
Oh my goodness. It was like the morning after was really something else.
Yeah.
And again,
After the morning after. I'm sorry.
I knew somebody was gonna do it.
Right.
Rest in peace, Frankie Beverly. Go ahead.
Oh yes, and R.I.P. Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of that time, that season, you know,
Yeah.
where they older. Like he was what, 98, I think, or 93.
He was up there.
Good
Mhm.
long life.
90 something. Yeah.
Yeah, good long life.
A good long life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you will be able to see us at any time, and you can binge watch our shows. Also turn on your notifications so you will never miss another show. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button. Also turn on your notifications so you'll know when we are here, which is every Thursday at 9:00. Yeah, this was a good one tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This was a good one tonight. This is what I love about this show. We get it in. So
I got a question though.
Oh Lord.
Here you go.
Because of my surroundings of what I just need to know. Do you think that America has created more problems than they solved any?
Since when, JT?
Since the beginning of America.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
JT, that's a whole nother kitchen talk.
Right.
I'm just saying.
It was, I mean, if you really look at it, it was problematic the way you did it, number one. So what is gonna follow after that, unless again you make atonement and try to move in the right direction. But here's the other thing. If people don't think they're wrong, they're not gonna change.
That's a
And
fact.
if people don't want to forfeit their privilege, they're not going to change or try.
If they do not believe
That is a fact.
they are not going to change. And you see that every day. You can hurt people. People can tell you that you hurt them. But if you don't feel like you did anything wrong, you'll make an adjustment for a period.
Maybe.
But you're not going to change. Until you really know that you are wrong. People, human nature is guided by reward or consequence.
Ooh.
And if you don't mind living with the consequences, then you're going to keep doing what you're doing.
No.
Well.
Did that help, JT? Did that answer your question?
I mean, yeah, it did. It did a little something. It did.
Yeah. Wow. So here's where we are.
France is giving us a smile on our
We will continue to be in the fight.
As we never thought, never left.
As Vice President Harris said in her concession speech,
that she copied from Hillary. But go ahead.
Don't do that, JT.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I looked at it and they compared it, and it was almost word for word. But go ahead.
Oh,
I'm not trying to. I know.
compare this lady to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I didn't know that part, so I thought it was.
Yeah.
She don't like Kamala. That's the punch.
What you mean? I voted for Kamala too. What you mean?
I don't like her.
I like Kamala.
He been throwing shots all night at her.
No, I did not. What did I do to Kamala? I didn't do nothing to Kamala.
As Fran said earlier, we are America.
Yep.
So we need to continue to do it
With 6 Ks. But go ahead.
You know what? I can't with y'all. It's been a great night. I thank you all for joining us. We will see you next Thursday at 9:00 right here. So turn on those notifications so you won't miss us. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Peace out, people.
Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's